She was beautiful, influential, married to one of the most powerful men in the country. But one night, inside a luxury hotel room, something happened, and whatever it was, no one is willing to talk about it. Not the police, not the government, not even the husband. This isn't just a story about a woman who died. It's about a system that buried the truth before anyone could ask why. If you believe some stories deserve answers, hit subscribe, activate the bell. Because what you're about to hear was never meant to be told. Alina Verma was known by many. She had her own identity, smart, independent, successful. But her fame grew after she married Karan Malhotra, a powerful and charismatic politician. Together, they were seen as a glamorous couple. She was often smiling in public events, standing proudly by his side, but in private, friends say something was wrong. They say she started looking tired, nervous. Her texts became shorter, calls less frequent. And then came the night at the Imperial Lotus Hotel, the last time anyone saw her alive. That night, Alina checked into room 8113 of the hotel. It wasn't unusual. They had stayed there before. But this time, Karan wasn't with her. He said he had meetings to attend. Hotel staff described Alina as quiet, barely making eye contact. She ordered dinner, requested more towels, and stayed in her room. No one saw her leave. At around 10:45 p.m., a call was placed from her room, but no words were spoken. Just silence. And then the line went dead. The next morning, a hotel worker knocked on the door. There was no answer. After multiple tries, they used the master key. What they found shocked them. Alina was lying on the bed, motionless. Her body was cold. She wasn't breathing, but something felt off. The position of the body, the scattered pills on the table, the marks on her arms, they didn't make sense. The police were called. The hotel was sealed. And just like that, a high-profile death turned into a national scandal. Initial reports claimed it was a suicide. They said she had taken too many pills. The media ran with it. Headlines were brutal. Troubled wife ends her life. But her family didn't believe it. They said she was not suicidal. She had just bought a new apartment. She was making plans for the future. Her closest friend even said she had texted her that night saying, "I feel strange, like someone's watching me." That message was never found on Alina's phone again. As the investigation continued, medical examiners discovered bruises on her body, on her arms, legs, and back. The autopsy couldn't confirm the exact time of death. There were signs of overdose, yes, but also signs of struggle, scratches, discoloration. The toxicology report later revealed traces of a rare sedative not commonly available. One doctor wrote in his notes, "This wasn't self-inflicted. Someone was there." Karan Malhotra, the husband, gave a short statement to the media. He said he was heartbroken, that he didn't know why Alina would do this. But when asked if he had visited her in the hotel that night, he refused to answer. Security footage from the lobby showed a man resembling Karan entering a service door at 11:02 p.m. the same night. But the footage from that hallway was missing. Hotel staff claimed it was a technical failure. The police made several mistakes. They didn't preserve the crime scene properly. Alina's phone and laptop were taken, but later returned with missing data. The hotel room was cleaned just 2 days after the incident. Her clothes were misplaced. A note was reportedly found near the bed, but its contents were never disclosed. And when journalists asked questions, they were warned to drop the story. Alina's parents began pushing for answers. They held press conferences, demanding a deeper investigation. They said their daughter had called them in tears a week before her death. She said she feared for her life, but she never explained why. The family accused Karan of controlling behavior. They said he had cut her off from many of her old friends. One even claimed Alina had hired a private investigator before she died. No one knew what she was looking for. 3 separate autopsies were performed. The first one called it sudden cardiac arrest. The second said it was mixed drug toxicity. The third said it was homicide by poisoning. Each report contradicted the last. Forensic experts debated in public. TV panels argued day and night. But no one could agree on how exactly Alina died. The confusion only added more questions. And in the chaos, the truth got buried. A leaked phone recording surfaced. Alina speaking to someone just days before her death. In the audio, she said, "If anything happens to me, don't trust the story they tell." The voice was shaky, afraid. The person she was speaking to was never identified. But the recording raised a terrifying possibility. That Alina knew what was coming. That her death wasn't just a tragedy. It was a warning. The investigation was quietly transferred to a special unit, but that didn't help. Months passed. Witnesses changed statements. Some even disappeared from the country. A hotel employee who had seen Alina the night she died was suddenly unavailable for questioning. When asked later, his family said he moved away and didn't want to talk. It was as if everyone connected to the case wanted to forget it, even if it didn't make sense. One strange detail caught attention. The prescription bottle near her bed had no fingerprints. Not hers, not anyone's. It was completely clean, wiped. But why would someone wipe it clean if it was suicide? Investigators also found a wine glass, only one. But the wine inside tested positive for the same rare sedative found in her blood. Someone had spiked her drink, yet there was no evidence of forced entry. No fingerprints that didn't belong. No signs of a fight, only silence. Alina had written several emails days before she died. Most of them never sent. Drafts, notes. Some were emotional, others angry. In one, she wrote, "You said you loved me, but I know what you did." In another, "I won't be quiet anymore." These messages were found in her deleted folder. Forensic experts said the emails were erased right before her death, possibly from another device. But again, no one knew who had access. Karan's political party released a statement calling Alina's death a personal tragedy and asked the media to respect the families and privacy. But journalists who continued to dig deeper were met with threats. One female reporter's apartment was broken into, her laptop stolen, but nothing else taken. Another reporter said his editor told him to drop the story or drop the job. The silence was growing louder than the questions. Rumors began to spread about Karan's connections. Some said he had powerful friends in the intelligence services. Others believed Alina had discovered illegal deals involving money laundering. One theory even claimed she had recordings, proof of corruption, but those files were never found. Her phone was returned with encrypted folders wiped clean. Her cloud backups were inaccessible. It was as if someone had erased her life, piece by piece. In a shocking twist, a woman came forward claiming she had been in a secret relationship with Karan during his marriage. She said Alina had discovered their messages weeks before the death. She also claimed Alina wanted a divorce, but Karan refused, warning her that it would destroy everything. The woman was willing to testify, but before the court date, she disappeared. Her lawyer received a message. "She's out of the country now. Leave it alone." Even years later, the government refused to declassify the investigation files. Each time someone filed a request, the answer was the same: not in public interest. Alina's family kept asking for justice. Her mother gave interviews, begging for someone to come forward. Her father said, "We're not looking for revenge, just the truth." But no arrests were made, no charges filed, no one ever officially declared what killed her. The hotel room where Alina died was remodeled. Room 8113 no longer exists. It was turned into a storage space. Staff avoid talking about it. One cleaner said she still sees strange shadows near that hallway. Another employee claimed that guests sometimes complain of cold air and the feeling of being watched on that floor. Superstition? Maybe. Or maybe trauma has a way of haunting a place, even if no one talks about it. To this day, people still search for answers online. Forums, podcasts, documentaries, all trying to solve the mystery of Alina Verma. Some believe it was a political cover-up. Others think it was jealousy, revenge, or fear. But one thing remains clear: there was more to her death than what was said. Too many questions, too many lies, and too much silence from those who should have spoken. The story of Alina is more than a mystery. It's a mirror, reflecting how power protects itself, how voices get silenced, and how truth can disappear behind luxury hotel walls. But maybe telling her story again, remembering her name, refusing to let it fade, that's the justice she never got. If this story left you disturbed, it means it matters. Subscribe, and let's keep asking the questions they want us to forget. Because silence should never win. Before you leave, ask yourself this: how many other stories like Alina's are out there, hidden, silenced, erased? If this one gave you chills, it's because something inside you knows this isn't just a story. It's a warning, it's a pattern, and it's not over. So now it's your turn. Check if you're already subscribed. If not, do it now. Hit the bell icon so you never miss when we bring the next shadow into the light. And most of all, share this video. Someone out there needs to hear this, because the more people know, the harder it is to bury the truth again.